have some of our most productive relationships. So, Tina, come talk to me now. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, good, 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 good. Because I got just, because I know it was interesting how we met. And I mean, and to me, that's one of the things that most people fall back on in their relationships and they miss out because they get in a comfortable zone. And we actually met through social media, as wonderful as it is now, but we took the next level and made a commitment to actually see, dialogue, and communicate with each other. So that brought about, us being here today. And I say that because a lot of times in our relationships, we do not allow ourselves to meet new people. We hang on to the old, the comfortable people, and we stay in a stagnant place. But what I really want to talk to you about, Tina, is how did you get to the place of helping other people heal to find their key to happiness?
Well, Courtney, let's see how I can make this story short and sweet.
Well, you can give me the long version because the listeners would like to hear.
Give you the long version, okay. So, this journey of helping women of healing, it stems from going through my own personal struggles of suffering from clinical depression. And as I went through that journey of, this awakening that I experienced during my journey of clinical depression, I recognized that there were other women who may have experienced, if not the same, something similar to what I had experienced. And we know that most people, that's one of those closet things that we sweep under the rug when we suffer from emotional illness. So as I went on a soul-searching journey to discover what was exactly going on with me and what had impacted my life that made me have clinical depression, it was an interesting journey that I took for myself. And it's one that sometimes is hard for a lot of people to take because you don't want to start having a conversation with your inner self in order to understand what is going on inside of your mind, body, and spirit.
Thanks.
And so that's often a battle for a lot of our sisters.
So I did hear you because I know a lot of times when we talk to ourselves, first thing people say is we crazy. But but I believe in all of our relationships, before we have a conversation with somebody else, there should be a dialogue with ourselves to find the things that we are comfortable with, to understand ourselves. Because I noticed the post that you put in on social media, and it might have been today. It was about in relationships. Identify the 5 things that you were looking for in a relationship and kind of stick to those. Because I believe a lot of times we really haven't had that real conversation with ourselves. We listen to what other people want. We listen to what's good in their relationships. We actually bring things from our past relationships, whatever it was that caused us hurt, harm, or danger, and we bring them into our list of 5. And sometimes those top 5s could actually be the things that cause us harm because we really haven't had that inner conversation with ourselves. And I know you actually found out you had some wonderful and great gifts once you had that inner conversation with yourself. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, is they have a lot to offer once they dig in and let go of some of the dirt that they feel like they're going to be shamed if somebody finds out about it. But what we must realize is that we all got dirt. We all got dirt. We all got houses we need to clean. And once we get to that place of peace and recognize that we all have that dirt, we can actually find out that we have gifts to give to other people. So tell me a little bit, Tina, about some of these wonderful gifts and how you are blessing people, because I know you've had retreats and I know you actually coach people to find this happiness.
So my gift is that I have the gift of clairvoyancy as well as empath and mediumship. And each of these gifts possess a special quality. The mediumship allows me to help my sisters and some men connect with their loved ones who've passed over. And as far as the empath, that is a component of how I feel some of the emotional pain that my sisters around the globe experience in their life. If there is a trauma that they've experienced, if there was some physical or emotional abuse that they've experienced in typically their younger life, and it could be some of their adult life that it's transitioned to, I have the ability of feeling some of that. As well as the clairvoyancy, it's just a gift of knowing. There's a lot about my sisters when I have conversations with them, they always say, you don't know me. And how is it that you can tell me so many pieces of myself that I have not fully connected with or that I've swept under the rug? And it's almost like, it's the perfect scenario. I once said to me, it's like you're reading my diary. And it's like you always tell us to write, because that is one of the tools that I use with my clients is encouraging them to release what's inside of them and start writing it on paper. Because when you're holding it inside, it's just sitting on top of all the other minutia of things that you've been carrying on in your life. So with my gift of clairvoyancy and empath, I'm able to help women tap into those areas where they may feel stuck and not recognizing that it is the emotional pain that they've been carrying around that's blocking them in so many areas of their life. I like to say you're having a long-term relationship with your pain. And you date your pain, you feed your pain, you take your pain on trips, you sleep with your pain. And because you're in this committed relationship with your pain, you will not allow yourself to see happiness on the other side. Not recognizing that you too can have a date with your happiness and feel a lot better. But you have to be willing to work through the pain. And sometimes our sisters are not willing to go there because one of the things they say is, look, I lived it, I experienced it, I dealt with it for so many years of my life. I don't want to go back there. There's nothing back there for me. It is, so you can work through it. Because oftentimes what they're trying to tap into and work on is not actually what's happening in their life. It's a part of something else that may be going on in your life. And we talk about relationships, as we mentioned earlier. And so many when relationships fall short or when they fail, sometimes our sisters feel a sense of abandonment. And with that abandonment, they're so busy looking at how the relationship has failed and the partner has abandoned them, not realizing that it was an impact that perhaps a mother or a father who had abandoned them during their childhood or could not emotionally be there for them. And so I do the work through private coaching as well as classes. I love this one class that I teach called Yes to Healing. And it's about the declaration of women saying yes to their healing. And being willing to take the journey through truth, forgiveness, and love, and honoring the space that they're in order for them to start healing. And then the next step is that they take a retreat, and they spend 5 days with me in these Willa British Indies, where they focus on celebrating the journey that they have gone through and come out of in order to start to really focus on their healing. And that's where we focus on the self-care, self-love, and self-worth.
You know, Tina, of course I was writing because it was a lot of the things, the points that you made that I really enjoyed, because I wanted the people to make sure they pick up on the key point of writing and releasing. That is a great exercise when you want to get rid of something, to purge it. Put it in a journal. And that's why everybody always says everybody has a story in them. Sometimes that story is not necessarily a published book, but sometimes that story is something you just need to get outside of yourself and write down. It's kind of like we always want to vent to somebody, but sometimes that vent needs to occur on paper just to purge those emotions. So we're not dating unhealthy, like you say, dating our pain, dating our hurt, dragging it around, packing it on all our trips. And that we always want to vent to somebody, but sometimes that vent needs to occur on paper just to purge those emotions. So we're not dating unhealthy, like you say, dating our pain, dating our hurt, dragging it around, packing it on all our trips. And that.
So when it comes to, and it's funny because I wrote down the word cycle. And sometimes it's interesting of how do you break the cycle when you've been in it. And the key is being honest with yourself about what transpired in your life and not the story that you created of what transpired in your life. And the reason why I say the story the impact of the pain that we carry. And so when I ask my sisters to write in their journal, sometimes they may feel that, well, there's a couple of things. Number one, someone's going to read my journal and I don't want them to read it. And my philosophy is this: if you read my journal, you find that you really need to be that nosy and see, don't be upset for what you read. That's privacy to mine, to me. But and they feel like, they also feel they have to write paragraphs. And it's not about writing paragraphs. Sometimes you can write a sentence. Sometimes you can write a word. I can remember having a conversation with someone, and I was like, can you just write in your journal? And everyone had that vision of, I need to be sitting here writing every night and pouring my heart out. And I was like, no, I just want you to write one or two words. And once I got them to write the words, and they shared the word with me, I was able to explain it to them and how it impacted their life. And it was amazing that them writing down one word was a part of their breakthrough. And the reason why it was a part of their breakthrough, because it impacted so many other relationships that they had. The relationship with the mate, the relationship with the people that they worked with, the relationship with their children, the relationship with their parents. And once they wrote that one word and they gained a better understanding of how it applied to other areas of their life, they were like, okay, now I get it. But another step when it comes to the journal writing is, if you can imagine, everyone, imagine you have a jar, and you fill that jar up with rock, and then you put sand in that jar, and then you put water in that jar, and you're just compiling stuff on top of stuff on top of stuff, and there's no place for it to be released. So when you don't have space for it to be released, how do you expect good, new, positive information to enter your body when all of this negativity is festering inside? So that's why I like to...
And valued by other people. So it's some people who need to write a word down that are listening. Just one word. They need to find that word that's holding them back. Find that word that they put up under the rug. Find that word that has become their chain. Because, like you say, it's a word, but we've got so used in our society embellishing that we need to write a paragraph, that we need to write a story, that we really haven't identified the word that is actually holding us back, not empowering us. So there are a lot of people in their relationships, they need to figure out what that word is, and they need to figure out that they don't really have to vent everything to everybody. Because a lot of times when you speak to everybody, we change the story so people don't look at us differently, and it's not really the true feelings and the true meaning, like you say. So if we take our time to actually journal it and actually express it in our journal, then we'll be able to dialogue and communicate with other people a little bit healthier. And that's kind of what I heard, so that we can get to that point, we can have healthier relationships. And I like the fact you said we got to release, we got to flow it out in order to get new and fresh things in. So, Mrs. Tina, where is it that we can find Healing is the Key to Our Happiness? How do we get involved in that so that we can release some baggage, so that we can identify what our word is, so that we can stay connected with you?
So to stay connected with me, you can find me at tinachines.com. That is tinachines.com. You can subscribe to my mailing list. I always send out a lovely weekly message to motivate you during your week. You can also find me on Facebook under Tina C. Hines, Life Transformation Specialist. That is my professional page, Tina C. Hines, Life Transformation Specialist. I provide my sisters with a morning meditation every Monday morning at 6 a.m. Eastern. But if you want to be a little bit closer and personal to me, you can join my Sunday morning intimate conversation. And this is a conversation that I hold with my sisters around the globe via the Zoom platform. And it allows them to really engage with their sisters. And we talk about pain, we talk about healing, we talk about loving, and it is focused on the journey of our sisters and our happiness. And that's intimate conversations, and it takes place every Sunday at 7 that I've taught with my sisters, and it's a virtual class, so you don't have to worry about not being in the same state as I. And you can find out more about that by visiting my website at Tina C. Hines and under Yes to Healing class.
And I want to get to this place. So I want to make sure that everybody's listening to understand what's the point. What's the point of finding your key to happiness? Because a lot of people depend on other people to define their happiness. We're waiting on somebody else to make us happy. We're waiting on things to make us happy. And when we're doing that, you will always find a gap in your relationships because you're depending on something else to be that key. And we're all made in God's image to make ourselves happy. God did not make us so that we're dependent on somebody else for our happiness. So that's the key for connecting to get your life transformed so that you can find the steps, follow the steps, get involved in the process so that when you find your happiness, you're not dependent on somebody else, because when you're dependent on somebody else to make you happy and they fail, then you bring them and drag them into a situation of unhappiness. So today I want you to take this first step in spring cleaning your relationship is dealing with your insides, dealing with you, dealing with your emotional baggage, dealing with your healing that you need to get on the journey to do so you can have your best relationship. And here, before we switch over to a song, because we have some marvelous interns that's in the house with us, and we are continually looking for people to help and support us here on the network so we can grow and become better and continue to voice the praise out in the world. So we're going to jump into a song, and then we're going to come back and have a final closeout by Tina. I'm going to give her a moment to think of what is the final thing she would tell us to get us to begin this journey of spring cleaning. And we're going to jump into the song Dottie Peoples, Get My House in Order. That you need to get on the journey to do so you can have your best relationship. And here, before we switch over to a song, because we have some marvelous interns that's in the house with us, and we are continually looking for people to help and support us here on the network so we can grow and become better and continue to voice the praise out in the world. So we're going to jump into a song, and then we're going to come back and have a final closeout by Tina. I'm going to give her a moment to think of what is the final thing she would tell us to get us to begin this journey of spring cleaning. And we're going to jump into the song Dottie Peoples, Get My House in Order.